Do you know, it's lovely to talk to you. I play your records on the wireless and we talk every now and again. And surprisingly for people, they don't realise that you're a young farmer, and we're talking today about something that is really concerning, that you're in the minority. Apparently people don't want to do it anymore at your age.
Absolutely. I'm one of only 3%, which for me is just quite frankly way too low. And that's, when, as you say, one of the reasons why I'm heading this campaign, Farm the Future, alongside Barclays, really to encourage younger people within the 18 to 30 age bracket, to get into farming, to pursue agriculture as a career choice, and hopefully lower that average age of about 55 and a half within the farming sector at the moment.
Do you think it's just too much like hard work and they can't be bothered?
Probably, yeah. But I think that's one of the misconceptions with that generation, you know. But there are lots of people who are aspirational about their career. They want to work hard. They want to go into whatever industry. And you know, for me, I think food and farming is an incredibly important industry. Without food, without farming in particular, we won't survive, you know. And with all the politics and all the bits and pieces that are going on within our society at the moment, it's really important for us to reconnect with our land, with an industry that we've had in this country and done successfully, incredibly well. We've been the envy of many other nations around the world, and we've been doing it for centuries in history. So I think it's something that we've known is part of our history, and really it's just reinvigorating people and dispelling some of the myths as well within the farming industry. Firstly, that it's for the older generation, or for people perhaps who own their own farms, and also to help people who perhaps are of the older generation to pass their farm, the successes of their farm, onto the following generations as well.
Why the hell are you talking to me today? I mean, this is your busiest time of year, isn't it?
It is actually, with the turkeys, but I had a busy day yesterday, so we've got a bit of a down period for the next week or so, just while our birds are hanging, and then we'll start to get busy again as we come towards sales day.
Can we talk business? How many turkeys were there sort of flopping around the back garden, let's say 2 weeks ago?
About 200.
Wow. And I guess for you, it's about the nature, being outside, living the best life they possibly can, and feeding them as well as they possibly can be. That's how you get the taste, is it?
Absolutely. For me, it's a real process from farm to fork. As you say, it's having them free-range outdoors. We don't have ours in woodland, but they do very, very well. They're successful within woodland environments, but essentially being free-range and giving them the right sources of protein, carbohydrate, and the right meal in order to make sure that they develop and grow slowly. For us, that's the key. We have our turkeys on farm for the best part of about 5.5 months, whereas most traditional turkey farms you know, only kick in the middle of October, so they're only on site for maybe 2.5 to 3 months. And that's one of the reasons why we've been so successful. You know, every time we do launch or do anything in terms of promotion and things like that, we always get people coming back. And for me, that's one of the most rewarding things when I hear or when I see emails from various different customers saying, thank you so much, you know, for our turkey. It made our family Christmas. It was absolutely delicious. You know, all of those sorts of things make the hard work, make the, you know, out there in all weathers and you know, toiling and struggling with the elements, which is, you know, beyond your control. It makes it all the more worth it.
Was it a good year? Because, of course, we had the best summer ever. Does that help you?
It did actually this year. I mean, we're based in Kent, so the ground is actually usually quite wet when you get into October and it's really really starts to rain. We've got clay soil, so that retains the moisture, doesn't drain particularly well, and it does create us issues sometimes with the birds if it gets a bit too boggy. But this year, because we had a really dry summer, and to be honest, a dry September and October, it's really helped with the birds, and they look fantastic this year, if I may say so myself.
And my last silly question, chickens have a personality. Do turkeys have a personality? Do you sort of fall in love with the odd one who's a character?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, our turkeys look pretty good as turkeys go. And every year they are different. You know, we do get some years where, you know, they will pick on each other, and, you know, you have to separate them, and you know, there's a lot of work that goes into actually making sure that they're of the quality necessary to go into the food chain. And that's another thing that, you know, there's lots of controversy surrounding that. But it's another thing that I take pride in, and I think is really, really important to highlight. You know, that whole provenance and you know, being proud about where the food has come from and what's gone into the product, you know, because we're ultimately feeding ourselves, and I think is important for our health, but also important for our well-being.
And are you growing year by year? Have you time to even think about coming back with JLS?
No, by the time we have that discussion, I'm afraid I might not be able to. Maybe I'll. Well, speaking of the campaign, I'll have to get my son involved. He's 4 now, so who knows? We can give him perhaps we can give him early employment, get him out there farming it in my absence.
I had Aston on earlier on in the year, and he's with the boys now doing that show around the country, Rip It Up, and he still loves it. Do you miss the stage? Because it's all right entertaining 200 chickens or turkeys or geese or lamb or whatever you've got in front of you, but it's not like 200,000 people at Wembley, is it?
No, it's not. But you know, as I say, it has its own perks, and you know, for all obviously performing in front of on stage or whatever, you know, that's probably 10% of the industry and of being in JLS. And you know, for me, I don't miss it because I think my priorities have changed now. I've got a young family that's very, very important to me, and obviously I have a responsibility to lots of different people. I've got a children's farm show called Down on the Farm, and obviously doing campaigns like this for me are really important, just to spread a message that I think is increasingly more necessary. And yeah, that's, for me, I take great pride in that, and I'm very, very proud to be associated with the campaign, and obviously in general as a figurehead, I guess, for the industry.
Every week I watch Countryfile, and I think that is the best life ever, to open your back door and be at work and to be at one with the land. And then I look out the window today and it's 4 degrees and windy and rainy. It is a tough life, isn't it? I do admire you, because on the beautiful summers it's great, but then in the winter it is a tough life. I guess it takes a certain type of stamina to be able to do it.
Of course, but that's the same for any industry. You know, not everybody could live a life of finance in the city. No, not everybody can be on stage like I am and perform in front of that number of people. Not everybody wants to be outside for their line of work, but at the end of the day, as I mentioned at the beginning, you know, we've got 3% of young people who, you know, 18 to 30 age group, who are considering a career in farming, and that's just far too low. You know, we rely on our farms, we rely on our land to give us food and sustenance, and it's important for us to protect that, to preserve that, and we have to do that by encouraging more people, more than the 3% that are already doing it, to get into farming.
JB, thank you so much for your time. Great to talk to you, and have a great Christmas.
Pleasure. No worries. Thank you. You too.